So the full-time whistle has just sounded behind us here at Dalymount Park. Bohemians have come out 1-0 winners in a big Dublin derby against St Patrick's Athletic. I'm delighted to say my co-host on commentary tonight here for Between the Stripes Matchday Live, James Donnelly, joins me to review all of tonight's League of Ireland action. James, we'll speak about the game that finished here shortly, but where do you want to start in terms of the Premier Division tonight?
We'll look at Derry and Sligo, Kieran. Derry a great 2-0 win over Sligo Rovers up in the Brandywell. That's a great result for them. It's not looking great for Sligo at the moment. I said at the start of the season I didn't fancy them at all, and their form is kind of dipped now. Was it the players brought in that maybe put you off Sligo at the start of the season? I think so. In Sligo usually, they get big signings in, but Buckley, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know it's still early days yet and it may be being harsh, but going on pre-season, and I know it's only pre-season against Longford, Sligo didn't impress me one bit at all, so I'd be a bit wary of them so far. Sligo and St Pat's, two teams that did a lot of transfer business, new managers on board there, not performing so far. No, Pats tonight, as I said on commentary, I'm sure everyone here just did not turn up. Things do not seem to be right at the club, on and off the pitch. We've seen whatever was going on between Forrester and Kenny ignoring each other and then storming off and being called back to the bench. If I was a Pats fan, I'd be very worried at the moment. Yeah, that was certainly one of the big headlines here tonight. Mikey Drennan sent off a red card and it was Keith Buckley the winner. Where do you want to go next? Dundalk, big win over Cork City, making a statement. Dundalk, your second favourite club in the country. I think that was expected though. Again, I'm going on pre-season again against Longford. Cork, although they didn't play a full strength team, Longford seemed to pass the ball around them with ease. Caulfield wasn't happy throughout that game, and now Cork are still up there and they always will be up there, but Dundalk seem to just be miles ahead this season in terms of quality compared to last year. That was a big game for Dundalk tonight because Shamorock Rovers were just waiting for a full-time score to come in there. Shamorock Rovers have gone and gotten the 3-1 victory, so that was a chance for Rovers to really extend at the top tonight. Benno, step in with us, come on. That was a big chance for Rovers to extend their lead at the top tonight, but Dundalk have managed to get that win now at Oriel Park, and it just keeps the gap the way it is. Yeah, Shamrock, we won't say it's a good win. Shamrock Rovers were probably expected to win, but they left it very late to get over U.C.D. U.C.D. are a good footballing team, but they're probably going to be disappointed with the recent run of results. A lot of people expected them to do a lot better, I think. But again, at home to Shamrock, or away to Shamrock Rovers, it's always going to be tough. A good win for Shamrock Rovers. They're going to keep the pressure up on Dundalk this season, I think. Waterford 4, Finn Harps 0. Finn Harps reduced to 10 men during that game at the RC. Not a good night for Ollie Horgan's men. No, Harps are having it very tough this year. I think I do see them maybe being in the bottom two, maybe going down automatically. I'm not too sure yet, but going to Waterford is always tough. But 4-0, I didn't expect that. Waterford are a quality side. Everybody knows that. I think they're going to kind of gone under the radar again. They always seem to every year, but I expected that result in Finn Harps or in Waterford. And in Tala, as we've mentioned, Shamrock Rovers 3-1 over U.C.D. U.C.D. were 1-1 up until about 76 minutes there, so a tougher game for Rovers than many expected tonight. Yeah, like as I said earlier, U.C.D. are a good footballing team. Collie O'Neill has them playing football the right way, so obviously we're only going by reports. We haven't seen the game ourselves. U.C.D. obviously put it up to them, and going from media reports, Rovers seem to sit in their own half a lot, so we'll have to wait and see the highlights. But I did expect the Rovers win, but not so late into the game against U.C.D. To the First Division, Bray have had a rocky couple of weeks, but they've come out 1-0 winners tonight against Cove Ramblers at the Carlisle ground. Yeah, but Bray are up there with everyone's favourites along with Shelbourne, and like Shells, they haven't maximised their performances so far. Gary Cronin, he's doing a good job in there. He's brought in some quality players, but a 1-0 win over Cove, it's still 3 points. Cove are in and around in the middle of signs of improvement from Cove in recent weeks. I think Cove are always a team that you're going to have a hard time against. They'll always work their socks off against you. Stephen Henderson's doing a good job down there, but Bray winning 1-0, I expected to win. Maybe more goals I'm expecting from the likes of McGlade, who's there, and other players along, but Bray will keep going. They'll be happy with the win anyway. Rob Manley on the score sheet again tonight for Cabinteely. They've defeated Galway by 1-0. Concern for Galway now, a promising signs at the start of the season, although they may have not been getting the results, but in the last couple of weeks, very, very disappointing results for Galway United FC. It seems to be a case of last year repeating itself. Huge hopes in the city for the team going in, and as the season has slowly progressed, the hopes have faded. I don't know what the attendance was there tonight. Yeah, I know it was away to Cabo, but Galway usually bring a decent away support to games. But Cabo are a hard team to play against in Stradbrook, as we know ourselves from supporting Longford. Rob Manley seems to be the signing of the First Division so far, going on goals alone. He's really proven his worth. The brother of Joe Manley at Longford, I wouldn't mind him coming to Longford for us, but he's proven his worth. Another goal for Cabo tonight, and a good win over Galway. I think it's Cabo's first ever league win over Galway, actually. Dramatic night at Wexford, Drogheda tonight. They beat
Wexford by 2-1. It was a last-minute winner for Drogheda against 10-man Wexford. Wexford had that fantastic win over Bray last week. It looked like they were going to pick up another really good result here. But Drogheda, who have had a slow start to the season, they've made it 2 wins from 2 now, so they're up and running. Yeah,
they're starting to get back on form. Drogheda are always going to be a hard team to play against. The start of the season, a lot of our fans weren't too happy with how things were going and the results. There was their second game was a 3-0 hammering by us. Now, fair enough, the 2 goals came in the second half, but Longford kind of dominated that game, and it wasn't good signs for Drogheda. And then the week later, then they lost again. So, Drogheda, they'll be up there in and around the top 4 again, I think, but they've had a very slow start to the season so far.
Limerick, another team that's made it 3 from 3 tonight. They've gone and beaten Athlone at home by 2-0. 2-0, just final score.
Limerick are second now, I think. Longford have a game in hand on them, but Limerick, going in the first game of the season, it was a very dull game. Neither team created chances. A 1-1 draw with Longford at home. The attendance was very good. Then it dipped in the second game. I don't fancy Limerick. A lot of people have them up and around there. I don't fancy them. That's just my bias probably coming through. The bench they have isn't very good in my opinion. They have a few good quality players in the starting 11, but you know yourself, you can't rely on them for the whole season. So, it's a good win for Limerick.
Because Athlone looked quite solid against Longford last week despite the result.
Athlone will be disappointed. They've been on very good form. Butler's done some wonders over at that club and how he's transformed the team from last season. It was a narrow loss to Longford last week. They'd be disappointed with that, and to go to Limerick, which is a hard place to go to, they will be disappointed in the loss tonight.
Final point, obviously by the time this goes out, it may have already taken place, but Longford against Shelbourne tomorrow night, City Collins Stadium in the First Division. It's a huge game for both clubs. What way do you see it going? Now remember, this could be broadcast after, so your prediction is going to be there for all to see. I
always bet on my own team. I will go for a Longford win based on form. I think Longford are being very underrated so far. We've kind of gone under the radar. People aren't really acknowledging the squad depth we have. We've a great starting 11 and we've a fantastic bench to pick from. Shells, on the other hand, quality signings they've made. There's mad money gone into the club and all this talk of all this other stuff, but they haven't performed to what people have been expecting so far. And maybe that's due to inexperience with the management or the team
taking time to gel. Yeah.
That can happen with clubs. I wouldn't be panicking yet if I was a Shells fan. They're still up there. They're still up around the top. So that being said, I will go for a Longford win based on current form. Longford are coming into the game on a high after the Athlone game. They've shown great performances against Drogheda. A tough draw away to Cabinteely, although they still held out. We've only conceded twice so far. We're still the only team unbeaten in the First Division, so I'll go for a Longford win tomorrow night.
Final point on tonight's League of Ireland action. My Between the Stripes LoI podcast co-host John Breyer rang me up before the game and he asked me to place a bet for him on 10 home League of Ireland wins this weekend. 9 have taken place tonight. Longford Town plays Shelbourne tomorrow night. So with him putting a fiver on that, returning well over €1,000, I decided to have a fiver on it. So I'm going to have a look at the cash out now. I'm going to give John a ring. Keep an eye on our Twitter page at Between Stripes and you'll find out whether we bottle it and we don't back our own team tomorrow, or we cash out and we go away happy. Folks, more interviews to follow here on Between the Stripes TV. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Denny Corcoran joins me after another fantastic performance in a Dublin derby. Bohemians coming out 1-0 winners here tonight at Dalymount Park against St Patrick's Athletic. Denny, thoughts on that performance tonight?
Started off a bit slow. It was a bit frantic at the start, but I think after 15-20 minutes we kind of took control. It was even enough, but I think especially at the end of the first half we were the stronger team, and I think they had a little spell then coming out in the second half, started the second half again, but then their sending off changed the game completely again. I think we took control and we're the winners in the end. Yeah, the
steam is coming off you here. You ran your socks off tonight.
Well, that's my job. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't get a goal, but I don't mind that. Once we get the 3 points it's great, and happy enough with the performance and another clean sheet, so we'll keep going.
Fair to say it was a typical derby tonight. There was patches of really quality play from both sides, but a lot of the time it was a war of attrition, and it's fair to say Bohs at times looked like they wanted it more tonight.
Yeah, I think the Dublin derbies are going to be like that a lot of the time, a bit frantic at times, but there was a good bit of football played as well. I thought it was a decent enough match, and we showed our guts and our determination when we had to, and we were the winners, like I said.
You're starting to make a thing out of these Dublin derbies. It's even the results. It's a great occasion. We've come here tonight to do live commentary, and the place is packed to the rafters. Unbelievable atmosphere, and it just feels like a proper occasion.
Yeah, it's smashing. The fans have been brilliant. We've sold out every home game, I think, and it's up to us to keep playing like we are, to keep them there. And the gaffers have said to us inside, we need to treat every match like a Dublin derby, because we're kind of taking our foot off the gas in some games, and if we just treat them all like we did tonight, or the Rovers games, we seem to be a bit more up for it or something, but we just need to get that consistency.
A couple of disappointing or frustrating results in recent weeks. Obviously the draw against Derry here, everyone feels like that was probably 2 points dropped, and you've started to get momentum back again now, so What are we looking at in the next couple of weeks for Bohs? Where can you go next?
I don't know. I think at the moment we're playing very well, and we've got every game's going to be a tough game, but I think on our day we can beat anyone. The league's so competitive this year. I don't think there's going to be anyone running away with it like the last few years. So who knows? We can definitely aim for Europe, I think, and we just have to keep doing it week in, week out, and see where we go.
Denny, thanks for joining us.
No problem, thank you.
A very tough first half, but you managed to get through it with 1-0 ahead, but you must be impressed by the way you finished off the game in the second half.
Yeah, look, when we got to 1 at half time, we changed their approach, I suppose, and changed theirs. Turned down to 10 men. They had to leave gaps, and we exploited, I suppose, in the second half. But in fairness, when it was 11-11, they're hard to play against them. They came in at the game plan, sat in and tried to catch on the counter. And it's not easy to play against, so we need to be patient and obviously when you scored the first goal, it changes.
Yeah, what do you think about some of the tackling that Finn Harris made in the first half? You're very animated on the touchline, especially the tackle on Kevin Lynch.
Yeah, well, look, the ball was out and whatever. Look, but it happens in the game, but sure, look, everyone just contests things, they're trying to get as much as they can, but it is what it is. The referee tells us what he had to.
You must be impressed though with the way Aaron Drain is playing now. That's a second double in 2 games for Aaron. How do you think he settled into the side? And obviously with 2 great finishes again this evening.
Yeah, look, Aaron is an all-round good striker. Holds the ball up well. He's quick, scores goals. I suppose what he was missing was his confidence was lacking, and that's coming to Waterford will help him, I think, and get called up to the 21s. Now, when you look at him train, he's on fire. Anything he touches goes into the net. So long may it continue. I only have him till the summer, but if he can go back with scoring 10, 12, 15 goals, I'd be happy, and he'd be happy.
Also, you announced the signing of Aaron Simpson. He's been training with you for a couple of weeks. What impressed you that made you sign him at the end?
Yeah, look, Aaron has been in for the last couple of weeks. He's an out right back. Like, you'll have competition to get into a job in the hands, get into the team first of all. But I just find when I'm playing more, the other ones there, they're not natural right backs, and also it allows me to push Rory higher up if I need to, or else we've Kenny Brown out for a while so he could play in there. So he'll come in and hopefully he'll do it.
Yeah, and just for finally on Kenny Brown, how long do you think you'd be out for?
Well, look, it was said 6 weeks initially, but I'm hoping before that. He's been out 3 already, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks he'll be back.
Great, and obviously now Galway on Monday, and then obviously a very, very busy schedule in April. How do you feel your team are looking at now with the 9 games they're going to have coming up the next month?
I look forward to it, if I'm being honest. Everyone is saying I'm happy with the squad we have, and I think fellas will come in and take their chance. So, bring it on and we'll deal with it as it comes.
Paul, a very disappointing night in the end, but you're well in contention of the game until the red card. What did you think of, first of all, the red card decision?
Well, I can't really see anything about the red card decision. You know yourself if you say anything about it, yourself involved, but really disappointed, to be honest with you.
How did you assess though the effort of the players, even after they went to goal down? You were still very much in the game, and more than likely it was the second goal that really changed the game rather than the first one.
Yeah, of course it was. Like, to be fair, even at half time, we felt at half time we changed a few wee things at half time, and we felt at half time we were still well in the game. And if we could stay in the game, with 1-0 with 20 minutes to go, then we'd throw on a few fresh legs and that. But as I said, I can't complain about the players' effort and that. Thought that an absolute credit to themselves, and then they busted their backside. And at the minute, they're not really getting the rub of the green. And as long as they keep believing, they'll be grand,
That's it, and yeah, that's the positive attitude. Especially if you're obviously going to travel back up there this evening. That's the message basically you need to send to the players just for future games. That the rubber green will eventually go their way.
Yeah, well, can't just keep going like that all the time. But we make silly mistakes at times and that as well. But as I said, the character in the team is very, very good. And as I said, them boys will be ready to go on Monday again against Sligo.
Thanks very much.
Stephen, you left today, but you got the job done.
Yeah, we did. We left it late, but I thought we played really well, created a lot of chances, and on another night it could have been 3 or 4.
For the first 37-38 minutes in their football was excellent. Some of their link-up play, one-touch football. The goal kind of seemed, U.C.D's equaliser seemed to take the life out of it. Was a little bit of frustration that kind of seemed to suck energy out of it. It took you maybe to the last 20 minutes, second half, before you got back to the same energy levels.
No, I thought we were moving the ball. I thought you have to understand that they're in the shape, not wanting to get broke down. We had to keep moving the ball, and it would open up, and that's what happened.
Of course, Jack McGrath all the headlines for his 2 goals this evening, once again further proving that he was well entitled to that call up for Ireland recently.
Yeah, he was very good, scored 2, created a lot. Overall I thought he was very good.
Of course, big schedule come up now again this week. You're away to Bray in the EA Sports Cup Monday. Then of course a series test your early title contenders away to Cork next week. Would you look at maybe a good opportunity, particularly the Bray game, for squad rotation?
Yeah, we look at the bodies tomorrow on Sunday and see how we are for Monday.
And then of course also as well, it's worth mentioning as well, the likes of Joey O'Brien, Dan Carr, Ethan Boyle, none of them made the 18 for today due to injury concerns. What's the update on them?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll see over the weekend how they are. A few of them were knocks, so we're hoping to have them back for Monday or next week.
And of course, looking briefly ahead to that game against Cork next Friday down in Turner's Cross, it's always a tricky place to go.
It's probably the hardest place in the league to go. It's Cork, and it's Turner's Cross. They're a very, very good side. They've proven that the last few years, and it's going to be a really tough game, but it's one we're ready for and one we're looking forward to.
Stephen, thanks very much. Dan, great win to keep the morale going, keep that 7-point lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, buzzing. I mean, we're just looking at ourselves at the minute and we're just taking every game it is. We keep winning points on the board, so we can do. So we're just delighted with that.
I don't know, it could have been one of them nights where the 2 points could have easily been dropped because of all the missed opportunities in the first half and even the latter stage of the second half. So it must have been mass relief when Jack got that second goal with just over 5 minutes to go.
Well, credit to all the boys, to be fair, because they've never stopped going. They kept on going, and at the end, it paid off.
Of course, the key thing as well, it's not just an 11-man game, it's a 14-man game. He impacts the sub, and it was great to see that all three of them came on and made a strong contribution tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do what you want to be, you're going to take a squad to do it. It's not going to take individual players, it's 11, 18, it's the ones behind it, so fair play to the guys. It's diving deep and gave a great account of themselves today.
Of course, you, along with Ethan Bryan and Joey Bryan, were 3 players who missed out on the 18 Stephen. What's the likelihood do you think you're going to see action maybe over the course of next week against Bray in the EA Sports Cup and obviously that big game against Cork in the league next Friday?
So, what am I going to say?
Just the update such on your injuries.
Yeah, we'll just, spoke to the physio, not quite sure how long yet. I've got to get some tests done and hopefully it won't be too long.
And of course, as I mentioned, Bray away in the EA Sports Cup are flying high in the first division. Then obviously all attention probably will focus mainly on that Cork game at Turner's Cross next week, and will be a serious contention to your early title push.
Yeah, it's a chance to win the trophy, a cup, no matter what we're doing in it. So we need to just treat that game like we treat any other game, and we're sure we'll do well.
Dan, thanks very much for joining us, Steve. Sean, it made hard work for it, but ultimately you got there in the end.
Yeah, we did. Probably should have taken a lot of our chances first half. We missed a couple of one-on-ones and good chances, but like you said, we got there in the end.
It's the second week in a row you've won a game late after the victory against Harps last week, so it's a good sign there's good resilience and character in this team.
Yeah, well, it's happened a couple of times this season, and I think we'll play our way till the end, and if it happens, it happens. But like you said, it's good resilience, and all the boys are believing in each other, and we all have each other's back.
Of course, tonight was the first time you can see the goal at home at Tallaght Stadium in your 5 games so far this season. I suppose nothing is ever meant to last forever.
Yeah, I suppose the back four, and I sort of disappointed with that. But it was going to happen, wasn't it? We weren't going to keep a clean sheet at home all season. But look, on to the next one, I suppose.
Of course, he's had a few injuries coming to this game, but it's also worth noting the likes of Jack Byrne, Trevor Clark and Brandon Kavanagh were away in international duty over the last couple of weeks. They came back. That must have been a welcome boost to have around again this week.
Yeah, big time. But you see what Jack does once he gets on the ball, and he got two nice goals tonight, and Trevor came on, and listen, these two lads are unbelievable. Brando's going to be a big talent for the club, and look, it's great to have them back in the squad.
Looking ahead now to next week, 2 games, EA Sports Cup first up Monday night, Bray away, different proposition to last year, they're going very strong in the first division, then obviously Cork away at Turner's Cross on Friday. I suppose you'll be looking at the way your form is going, you'll fancy your chance to win in both games, and look, every game is there to be won and competitions are there to be won.
Yeah, exactly, like you said, every game we go into, we think we have a chance of winning, and Monday's not going to be any different, Friday's not going to be any different, and any Friday or Monday we play, we go into it and look, we want to win trophies.
Sean, thanks very much for joining us.
2-0 defeat against Dundalk last time out, Kevin. Is that the best response?
Yeah, we're delighted. We don't want to lose back-to-back home games here, and to be honest, we don't want to lose any games here. So we're really disappointed we lost to Dundalk. We felt our performance levels were decent in the game, but we're delighted tonight that we were able to get 3 points. We didn't play overly well in the first half, but we changed a few things at half time, and delighted to go on and score 2 goals in the second half.
Spoke about the Dundalk game there. Was it just a matter of getting the 3 points tonight to get the crowd back on side?
Yeah, I think the crowd's been fantastic. They know that it's a brand new squad. There's 17, 18 new additions, so they've been really patient with us, and we're delighted with the support we're getting. we're obviously, as a backroom team and staff and players, we're fully focused on getting results for ourselves and supporters. So we send them away happy tonight, but we move on to defend the League Cup on Tuesday night, and it'll be a tough game against Longford. So concentration on to the next one, and that's how we're viewing things. Sorry, we're on to the next game and keeping this place tough place to come to.
You spoke about Brandywell being a tough place to come. You and Declan have said you want to make it a fortress. There's no better way to start with 3 wins out of 4 at home, is there? And now Longford coming here, well, what kind of test will they prove?
No, listen, Longford are a very good team in the First Division. They've started the season reasonably well. They play tomorrow night, so we'll have them watched. Me and Declan will probably go to the game. We treat everyone with the utmost respect, and it's a cup that Derry are defending, so it's one that you don't want to fall at the first hurdle as such. So we'll be determined. They freshen things up, but they try and get through a round in the League Cup, which will ultimately keep us on the hat and keep us defending our trophy.
Just finally, Kevin, no word of the derby until after Tuesday night?
No, absolutely not. No, we look at the next game always. We don't want to take our eye off a prize. No, there's a cup to be won. That's one of 3 in this country only. So you have to be fully focused on trying to win a trophy at this club. It's a club that deserves to be challenging on all fronts, and we're early, we're new in our journey, but we're trying to keep going and keep fighting for every game and every 3 points and every next round of the trophy that you can get into.
Brilliant, Kev. Liam, was it just a matter of being beaten by the better side tonight?
I wouldn't have felt there was a lot in it. To be honest, in the first half we both had a fair share of possession, 1 or 2 chances either side. We've just given a sloppy goal away in the first 10 minutes. We fell asleep for the first 10-15 minutes. Trying to play it up in the back, we've given a goal away with 2 or 3 passes, and we've given it back to them straight away. That said, look, they probably deserve it over the 90 minutes, but we've obviously thrown the kitchen sink at them in the last sort of 15 or 20 minutes with a view to trying to get something out of the game, and they've obviously not the goal laid on, but we'd be disappointed.
How crucial do you think Nathan Garrett's side save was early on? If he had scored there, do you think he could have gained momentum and maybe went on and won the game?
Scoring the first goal in these games is very important. In fairness, it's a world-class save from where he was at, being carried right on the button. I was sure it was in, and he just got the fingertip to it. It was a great save, in fairness.
You mentioned there the last 10 minutes you threw everything at them. You had 2 great chances where ball was pulled back to the edge of the box and one was knocked down. If one of them had gone in, maybe a different story?
Yeah, we did create 2 or 3 really good chances in that second half to get something out of the game at 1-0, but it wasn't to be. I'd say the late goal was it was done the counter, and again poor defending from our end of it. But that said, there was areas of improvement from my point of view, but we need to step it up again.
You mentioned the late goal there. I seen you acknowledging the strike by applauding it from Kieran Burke. Are you disappointed in your goalkeeper that maybe didn't save it?
It's hard to say. I need to see it back on TV. It was just disappointed that they've obviously conceded that late goal.
Next off, Liam, is Northwest Derby Monday night in the EA Sports Cup. Good chance to bounce back against Van Harps.
Look, there's not an easy game in the league, as we found out. We have them again on Monday. I'm not sure what sort of team they'll put out. I know from our point of view, we'll be looking to try and win the game as best we can.
Thank you, Liam.
You're welcome.
Ali, 2-0 win. Happy with it?
Yeah, delighted with the result. We didn't give a great account of ourselves against Dundalk before the wee break there, so we're just delighted to get back to winning ways at the Brandywell.
You mentioned the Dundalk game here. I keep moving this, sorry. You mentioned the Dundalk game here before the international break. Did the international break come at the right time, or did you just want to get back playing football?
I think we just wanted to get back going straight away. You don't want a break after a result like that. I think you just want to get back into it, and games are going to be coming thick and fast now, so we're going to need all the squad helping us.
Was it tough out there, or was it just a matter of getting the first goal and getting out of there?
It was tough. It was a bit of a battle at times, especially the second half. I think first half we came out sluggish, and the manager let us know at half time, and rightly so. We take credit when it's due, and we'll take the manager giving us a kick up the backside when we need it, and we needed that at half time. We came out flying, and the crowd got behind us, and it was just great after that.
Declan, you mentioned there Declan giving the kick up the backside. He said after the the Dundalk defeat that we're not here for moral victories, and does the players share that?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a winning mentality in the dressing room, especially here at the Brandywell. We want to make it a fortress. The fans are coming out in their numbers, and we can just only thank them and put in our best efforts every week at the Brandywell.
Finally, Ali, how much does the crowd get you over the line when it's a tight game like that?
Massive. I've never played in front of a crowd that gets behind me so much like this. I feel like the fans have just got positive energy behind them, and it gets right behind the players, and we give everything we can for them.
Thank you. Chris, you went down 3-0 in your last game before the international break. Disappointing to go down 2-0 as well here against Derry City?
Very disappointing. I think there was definitely some positives to take away from it. I think we were trying to implement a certain style of play, and there were signs of it. And all you can do is take the positives and learn from the negatives. So we'll look back at the game and we'll try and get a positive result on Monday in the cup. So that's all we can do.
You said there about the brand of football you're looking to play. It was obvious that the manager has spoke that he's want to get playing out from the back and then get it into midfield as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Liam Buckley, I know he's an experienced manager, and he's recognised for playing an attractive style of play with combination football. So that's something he's trying to adopt here, and I think it's just taking a bit of time. There's definitely a lot of quality in the group, and it's in there in training. And it's there glimpses in games, but we just need to put together a full 90-minute performance, and just put that focus together and get a result.
One trademark of Liam Buckley's through down the years is these teams always go to the very end. It was obvious there tonight that you had Derry City pinned in for about 5-10 minutes near the end. Just disappointing that you couldn't get that goal. There was a couple of chances.
Yeah, I think there was definitely positives there. The first half, I think we put together some good combination play, and there was some crosses in the box, some shots off from our players, and then towards the end of the game, obviously a few chances, like you just said. I don't think you can put away as too negative. Obviously, it's 2-0 loss, so there's a head down and that negative mindset, but there's definitely positives there. So we just got to take that and like you said, put it right through to the end, and maybe on a different day we score a goal and it becomes 1-1.
First 10 minutes. Nathan Gardside made a wonder save for Derry City. Do you think if that went in, it would have been a different game?
Well, like you said, it was a great save, and a 90-minute game, 1-0 up early does change the dynamic, doesn't it? All of a sudden, we've got the momentum, we're on the front foot, and then they're questioning everything, just like it happened to us. So I think if the goal had gone in, maybe the game would have ended differently. But hindsight is 20/20.
Was the crowd a big factor in getting Derry City over the line, do you think, or was it just maybe they were a better team tonight?
The atmosphere was great. It's a nice, beautiful stadium. I think that the crowd always plays a part, but I don't think that can influence the result. So yeah.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Pat, back to winning ways. You must be delighted.
Thrilled, because it was a really, really tough game. We played quite well in the first half. I was really happy. Good goal from Rob Manley. Could have had maybe one or two more. And then he got really tough in the second half. They came out and gave it a real go. We had to defend, and I was really pleased because we haven't been bullied. I felt last week we got bullied a little bit, but we didn't get bullied today, and it was great. And it was great that we got the 3 points. I think in the overall context of the game, I think we deserved it, you know.
Yeah, and obviously I know when we were speaking last week, we were talking about experience, you know. You said to get experience you must play games. Is that maybe pleasing that they maybe learned from last week?
I know they did, and they've learned from last year, some of them, because like we have a lot of young lads in there, but unfortunately we had Alex, and it looks like he has a bad ankle. It could be a bad injury, so we're going to follow him into the hospital, see how he got on. But they have learned, and it is typical. We have a small squad with a lot of injuries, so we've got a small squad. But I'm really pleased that we bounced back after that defeat last week. I don't think we deserved it. Tonight wasn't pretty. It wasn't a great game by any chance of imagination. But we got the 3 points, and that's a great sign that you can dig in and get the 3 points. The pitch is still poor, but they came up. They weren't bad at all. They were very unlucky. I'd say they're going home and they consider themselves unlucky not to get at least a point out. But like us last week, we felt the same, and here we are this week, and we're back, with 3 points. So it's very pleasing.
Yeah, and I suppose in terms of the occasion tonight itself, obviously, Michael D. Higgins was here. There was, a great buzz around the place. Is that something you'd maybe like to see a bit more of around Stradbrook on a match day?
I think you're dead right. When you have someone of the calibre of Michael here, our president of our country, it's really unbelievable that we can attract someone like that to our little humble home here, and it is fantastic. But it's extremely disappointing that we're not getting the support that we deserve. Whether it's internal or external, we should be getting more support, and it's something we need to look at, and we need to really push out the boat on and try and encourage other people to come along. Now we have started all that, and you can see tonight there's all the under 12s and the academy is mostly here tonight, but we need to get their parents with them and their friends and their cousins and their aunts and their uncles, and try and build a new Cabo. And it's a Cabo for all the club. It's not Cabo for schoolboy or Cabo for seniors, it's Cabo for all. And it is working, and we've made unbelievable. Tonight, I mean, when I seen all the people behind the scenes doing the work that had to be done tonight to get, and look after the president, it was fantastic. And that's the way it's got to be. And we've a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong, it's not easy, but we'll continue at it.
Yeah, and I suppose back on, the football matters, that result tonight, you're third in the league now. Do you maybe pay any heed to the table positions at this stage, or do you kind of just keep it one game at a time?
Well, I'll be very dishonest if I told you I wasn't bitterly disappointed about last week, and I mean bitterly. Tonight makes it a little bit better, but it won't change what happened last week. We can do nothing about it. We have a really tough game next week in Cove. We have a game on Monday night against Powers in the A Cup. So it's non-stop, it's heavy going. So look, the football side is good, and we all know what to expect from it. When you get a win, it's fantastic. When you get a loss, it's not so good. Like, I'm thrilled tonight that we got 3 points. It keeps us in the playoff spot, it keeps us up there. And, we've got Cove, Athlone, and Wexford left. So, they're going to be really tough games and very similar tonight. So I was thrilled that we came through that tonight.
Obviously a disappointing result.
Yeah, again, disappointing result again this week. I mean, how many games can you lose 1-0 at the moment and lose by a goal? Second half, though, I think anyone who was at the game second half, I think we deserved definitely something from the game. But again, it's probably a sloppy goal. I was saying this week, week in, week out from the third week in a row, it's a sloppy goal, and it gives them a foothold in the game. And look, blaming pitches or anything like that, it's 2 teams out there, and we had a good goal in the second half, just didn't get that break that we needed. We had a lot of chances, half chances and that type of thing, but it's just not turning at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously you're just talking about luck there. Obviously it's definitely not going your way. Obviously the game against Shelburne, probably looking back on it, you probably could have won, and then draw it last week as well. That's disappointing. Would you maybe put that down to youth, or do you think maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've heard the project that I'm doing. This is not going to fix itself overnight. I've said this week in, week out. But things are fixing themselves slowly, and we're making errors again. And that's the way this is going to be. And we have a lot of young players, a lot of experienced players. But again, if you look at even after half time tonight, I think we learned a lot from that first half. What Cavanagh were really about, what the pitch was about, what League of Ireland football is about at times. And I think we adapted well. But look, it's a huge project. It's a huge work, chunk of work to it, and it's not going to dramatically change overnight either way, to be honest with you. So I'm in there to say to my players that I think we're leaving here after leaving something behind us, because I don't think we deserve to lose the game. Look, that's the way it goes. It's unreal. They play the pitch and they play it well, and I suppose it's their home ground, and they know exactly how to dominate teams on it. And I think that first half we were dominated, but I think the second half, as I say, honestly, I think we dominated them. I think we dominated them with pressure and territory, and some decent little patches of play, and then some pressure just with long balls as well.
Yeah, and obviously, look, before I let you go, obviously there's a League Cup game on the night. You're playing Waterford away. Waterford away on a Monday evening. You're a part-time club. Is that going to be very difficult for yourselves?
Yeah, it's tough. There's guys working. There's guys working over the weekend now, and there's guys that take time off work today and again on Monday. And that's really difficult for, as I said, for a part-time club that players are really paying for that. I suppose that love of playing football and want to be a League of Ireland footballer and getting that chance. But look, these guys I have a smashing group of players here. They're really committed, and they're just at this present moment in time, they just need a break. Waterford in the Cup it's a tough one. Waterford, a good Premier Division side. I think the draw probably
Marty, you must be absolutely delighted with that.
Oh, yeah, dogfight, but yeah, 3 points is the most important thing. So, Jay's up to the president of the world. You won't get that every day. So yeah, no, I'm delighted, absolutely delighted. Some shit by the boys.
And obviously going into the game, it was a massive occasion for the club. Did you feel any nerves going into it?
No, I think it was more coming up to it. But once you're on the field, that's it. You're down into the business end. So, but not say nerves, but excitement. And I think all the lads were excited and like that after the Limerick game. Limerick was a terrible performance, but 100% better tonight. So yeah, delighted.
Yeah, and obviously, what's your make of Galway? They're a young side like yourselves. Obviously there's, I suppose, a new project there, Project DNA. Alan Murphy's bringing it in. What did you make of them overall? First half maybe they weren't really at it, but second half they were really pushing it.
To be honest, in the first half, you take our goal, there's not much in it. You know what I mean? As I said, Alan is doing a great job, and as I said, I think he has the county behind him, which is absolutely brilliant. I really think highly of Alan. But no, his team is good, honest lads. They're hard working. As I said, they're very, very hard to break down. Felt there was one or two decisions that didn't go our way that probably could have swayed the game even more towards us. But as I said, 3 points is 3 points. We'll take it.
And obviously, this division, it's very, very competitive, as we've seen so far. Obviously, with the results tonight, probably adding to that. I don't know what to say really. It's kind of a bit.
It's dog eat dog, and unfortunately, you just have to. It's going to be a dog fight every single game. There's not going to be one easy game in this division until the end, But as I said, for us, it's important just to keep picking up points. Whether it is 1 point or 3 points, you just have to keep going, keep picking up points.
And I suppose a win like that, is that probably going to add even more to the morale around the camp? Obviously, last week disappointment against Limerick, and then to bounce back like that the way you did, to win a dogfight, you must be very happy.
It's easy to win the way we did today. It was good because the defensive performance was good. You can win 1-0 or 2-1, but it can paper over cracks. You know what I mean? But as I said, the defence were brilliant tonight. In the field, put in a proper shift, and as you said, 3 points motoring on. Hopefully the morale keeps up in the squad. So yeah, here's hoping on to the next one.
And look, before I let you go, obviously Monday evening, our Bohemians used to play for Shamorock Rovers. You must be looking forward to that.
If I'm in the squad, as I said, it's always good to play against the likes of Bulls, Rovers, and so on in the Premier Division. Because as you said, we'd be the underdogs 100%. And if you can get a result against them again, morale goes up even higher, and keep bring it on into the next game. So now here's how. And
look, obviously last year, you were beaten 5-1 by them in the same competition, so maybe a little bit of revenge on the mind.
Yeah. As long as it's better than the last one. I was out at it. We done well up until 30 minutes, and then they got 1, and then they got 2, and they got 3. But as I said, the lads are hungry in there, so with a bit of luck, there'll be a better performance and it'll be a better result.
Stephen, I suppose as captain, you must be delighted with that result.
Definitely, especially the first home win of the season, the first clean sheet. Very important to bounce back after Limerick.
Yeah,
one result. Important to get back to win ways.
And obviously last week yourself, you made, I suppose, a costly mistake at the end of it. You stood up this week, you wanted to, I suppose, put the message out there that you wanted to bounce back, and you did that very well.
Yeah, you have to put it behind it. As a goalkeeper, it's no disrespect to forwards or anything like that, but you miss a chance or midfield, if you misplay a pass, kind of gets forgotten about. But as a goalkeeper, you make a mistake and more often man's in the back of the net, so you have to rise above it and you have to put it in the back of your head.
Yeah, and Rob, obviously, that's your 6th goal of the season tonight. You must be very happy with your return so far this season.
Yeah, just we were disappointed last week. I missed a few chances myself, and even tonight. So it was just nice to get the winner in the end.
And obviously, in terms of the season so far now, you're obviously 3rd in the league. You're well in the playoff hunt. Must be very happy with how things have gone so far, Stephen.
Oh, absolutely delighted. I think when you look at the fixtures, you'd be kind of taken back. A bit worried, Bray, Shells, but we stood up to them. 3 points out of Shells was a very difficult game. We pushed on from there. Last week, you put it behind you and you kick on. I think we can go on a great run.
Yeah, and Rob, obviously, now with your run of form, do you go into every game really, really confident, or are you kind of just one game at a time? You don't really think about what you've done before.
Don't really think what I've done before. I just go into every game fresh. Same routine before every game, so it's just heading in fresh and going in, trying to get as many goals as I can in the game, just trying to help the team.
Yeah, and obviously before I let you go, obviously Monday night against Bowes, against your former side, Rob, must be looking forward to going back there.
Yeah, Bowes is a great club, great history, and just looking forward to the game.
Yeah, and obviously Stephen, before I let you go as well, as captain leading out the team, obviously it's a very young side at the home of Irish football. That must be a good honour for yourself.
Well, it's a massive honour. As a captain, like at any age, you have to look down and say it's a great achievement. So you take the honour, but as I've said before, like there's 11 leaders on the pitch, 11 captains. Just because you wear the armband doesn't mean you're the only captain on the pitch.
Right, thanks very much, lads.